So yesterday my trip odometer hit 15,000, I think it was 300 miles. And normally I do my oil change every 15,000 miles because, you know, it's an older truck. So I decided to try this quick truck lube. There's a place, oh, it's windy again. There's a place near Cambridge, Ontario. And they're supposed to be in Canada. The price is the same as in US. So I drove there, changed all filters, the oil, even the air filter, because it was my thingy on the dashboard kept telling me that the filter was dirty, even though after I spun it a couple of times, you know, maybe 5,000 miles ago. And then I went back to my parking space and hooked up to the flatbed, probably the first time in 2 months. And because it's been sitting without moving, I decided to check the tire pressure. I just did my truck tires and the tires on the step deck, but the flatbed, you know, I was a bit concerned. So I paid 15 bucks to a local commercial tire shop called Cal Tire in Cambridge, and they found some tires were at 95 psi, some at 92, and they brought them up all to 105. Perfect. And this is the load I'm just picked up. Just putting my straps on, and then I have to tarp it, even though it's concrete, like, and the plastic they use is really heavy duty, not that cheap, you know, shopping bag type of plastic. But what's funny is that my paperwork said I was supposed to pick up machinery parts. That's what dispatch sent me. They sent me a load confirmation, says machinery parts, and then on the other line it said fire bricks, 4 pieces. And I said, what is that? What do you mean 4 pieces fire bricks? Oh, he says it's skids of fire bricks, and they want them tarped. I said, you want me to top bricks? I mean, Jesus, what's next? Shingles, tires, you know? That seems, you know, a bit far-fetched, but anyway. And then when they sent me, a day ago, they sent me the detailed, basically copies of the bills of lading. So now I have like 2 copies of everything. It said refractory shapes. So basically, my understanding is that these things are used in at steel melting plants, either as shapes, I don't know, where they pour steel or something, probably because they're very concerned about them not getting wet, no moisture. And my bills say moisture will damage load, full top required. So today is the first day I'm using this top. So this is I just picked up this one yesterday. They fixed up holes, charged me 50 bucks, and the one on the other side, that's the brand new one. So these are 4-foot drop tarps. I think this one is 16 by 24, the other one 16 by 20. Should be more than enough. This load is only 38 feet long. And actually I don't know why they insisted on a flatbed. Because I was hooked to my step deck, right, and it showed on the system that my trailer is the step deck, and the guy says no, they want a flatbed, dispatch. Okay, so I dropped the step deck, hooked up this, so now of course they're gonna pay me 73% instead of 74% from the line haul, but at least I'm gonna save on tolls. And but this load would fit perfectly on a step. It's only 42,000 and 42,000 pounds, and the total length of all the skids is 38 feet, and the lower bottom, the lower deck of my step deck is 42, so it would fit perfectly. I don't know what the problem is. It would be easier to work with it, you know, it would be easier to strap, to tarp. So now of course I have to climb up to spread my tarp. Oh, and I see that this stuff, at least it's a pretty easy load because it comes on its own skids, and they wanted me to use straps exactly on top of their little bands over there, because they put those I see like edge protectors, but they're made from kind of like hard paper. What is it, like a carton, you know? So all is good. So now I just need to tighten the straps, throw on the tarps, and they pay me 100 bucks. And then I'm gonna leave the trailer here, because to go to South Carolina I need 2 days maximum, right? And this is, I'm now near Hamilton, Ontario, so from here I have to go south towards, or east towards Buffalo, New York, and then south on 79 basically towards South Carolina. But the delivery is only Monday, you know, and today is Thursday, so I don't need 4 days to get there, and all my customs paperwork is set up for Saturday anyway. So, and my parking base, home base, okay, where is this? I'm trying to see, I'm walking, I'm sorry for moving the camera, but I know my mic, Jesus, now there's the sun, I know the mic on my camera doesn't work when it's windy, so I'm trying to find a place where there's no wind. I think I found it. Yeah, I see it blows. See that flag over there? It blows to my left now, I think. But anyway, so South Carolina is south of here, right? So if I go back to my home area, it's 100 kilometers from here, 62 miles. If I go with this 42,000 pounds that way then back, that means like 120 miles with a heavy load, you know? So I asked them, I said, can I drop the trailer here? You know, let me drop the trailer, and I come back first thing Saturday morning, pick it up. And they said, okay, just drop it behind the gate. And they have a weekend shift working here, so shouldn't be a problem. So now I'll just bobtail up, you know, north to Cambridge and relax till Saturday. Beautiful. And because this is a flatbed, another thing I had to change was I had to switch to this much heavier but longer load bar. Because on a step deck I had to use that black one, which is shorter, because this one hits the ground, because that step deck is much lower. And one thing I noticed about pulling the flat today, I haven't pulled it like, you know, in a while really. I noticed that because this one has a longer wheelbase, 41 feet from the kingpin to the middle of the axles, you really need to watch your trailer wheels on corners, because my step deck, the wheelbase is 40 feet, and that 1 foot makes a big difference. What the heck? I got 12 straps. Okay, 2 done, 10 to go. One thing I learned is that actually it helps to have a music ear. Did you know that when you do flatbed? Because when you check the tension of your straps, you know, if you're not tone deaf, you can tell if they're equally tensed. I like this sound. Kind of, that's how, you know, when I tighten them, I just hit them, listen with my music ear. Now, in case you guys wondering, no, that's not my clutch, that's the strap. Beautiful sound. Just reminds me as if I'm driving. Oh. Well, you need some relaxation. Well, 10 hours later, or what felt like 10 hours, I'm done, and I think this is my best work. Well, almost. The top is too short, and you see even here, like on the front, it's only probably 2 feet tall, and still it wasn't enough to cover everything. But at the bottom, like almost a foot, it's just, you know, dunnage, and plus it's all covered in plastic, so I'm not too worried. So in the back, that's my old tarp I bought, you know, here in Canada. And actually I like this one better. This is the brand new one that I bought from Perrysburg. See, top stop. It's it looks like it's much better made. I like these smaller you know, D-rings. They're really great. I don't know. I love the stop, only yeah, I should have bought 16 by 24. Because you see, you have to cover, right? You have to cover the rear top. At least there should be like a foot, otherwise the wind will open this rear tarp. See how much bigger the D-rings on this one is compared to the top stop tarp? So this is Canada, this is US. Well, yeah, it looks awful, of course. Yeah. This is definitely not my best work, but because, you know, it's been a while since I tarped, and it's always a struggle to regain the skills that you lose, and these things underneath, they're really sharp. Yeah, like this, I'll have to do something here. It's too much loose stop here. But I ran out of bungee cords. Yeah, tomorrow I'll go to a truck supply store and buy some bungee cords. Yeah, you see in the back, so this is 16 by 24 plus 16 by 20. And I would say this is the typical length for a flatbed load. What is it, like 38? And so these two tops are not enough. So I would need, what, like 2 feet on the bottom? I mean here in the rear, right? And probably 2 feet in the front. So I would need 4 foot more. So instead of 16 by 20, yeah, 16 by 24 would be great. What is it? I I don't do these too often. So plus, like I said, you see, everything is covered in plastic. This is just, you know, their way of, oh, and the one at the bottom there, I'll have to connect them. I'll just put another bungee cord connecting those corners, the very edge of the tarp to that one. Then it should be good. And yeah, that stuff is so, you know, sharp. I had to climb, I had to undo the bungee cords a couple of times on in a few spots, because I saw that the top was really, like the shape under the top was really, you know, sharp. And that's what happens when you put that stuff, you know, those rubbers and blankets underneath. But once you start, you know, moving the top, because it moves when you use the bungee cords, right? Then those rubbers, they move and they fall off. You know. So I don't know. I think and those blankets, they really don't work very well, because now it seems like the wind went down, but still, you see over there how those plants move. So I put blankets on, and I'm preparing to spread the tarp, and it takes like half a second. I just turn back, and the blankets are like all over the place, you know. They're too light, so I don't think they, you know, they're not practical. I think the better way would be to have some kind of you know, rubber mats, kind of what I have on my step deck on the front, but not as thick, you know, so that the wind does not move them. So I think that's what I'm probably next time I'll just go to, and 4 blankets is definitely not enough, you know, just like, especially with a load like this that has sharp concrete edges. So I'll just go to Walmart probably tomorrow, because now I'm off again Friday. Today's Thursday, so Friday I'm off, and then I'll come back here 7 o'clock in the morning, pick up the trailer and head to the border. And from here it's probably like half an hour to the border in Buffalo, New York. So all is good, and now I can bobtail whistling back home and enjoy one more day of well-deserved rest. Oh, by the way, one thing about tarping is that it's really good exercise, you know, not just moving the tarps, but the bungee cords. You know, those bungee cords, they're very strong, and you have to, you know, hook them up underneath, and it's like your stomach muscles, your back, and your hands are working, because you cannot just, you know, leave them half tense. You really have to, you know, stretch them out. And sometimes when I do it on the ground like this, you know, like when it's a bit wet, the bungee cord can turn me around, and my feet start, you know, sliding on the ground. Believe it or not, like those things, you know, they're really strong. It's like you know, one of those things you use in a gym. So, and that's my kind of, you know, free gym, and I'm paid for it. Well, what is it, $100 for 10 hours of work? That sounds like a good deal. Alright, stay tuned. We'll post an update on Saturday when I cross the border. Take care.